I remember one show that they did that really struck me. There was, they brought him a flamethrower.
Woody.
And they had an elderly gentleman who served in the Army in World War II. And they had this guy come up and show him how to use the flamethrower after they took and they fixed it. And the way that they handled this senior soldier made me cry. Because it's about respect and it's about honor. And it is my honor to introduce to you two of the principal from Sons of Guns, Kris Ford and Stephanie Hayden. By the way, I didn't think I was going to get to introduce Stephanie. I'm like, why do I get to introduce Kris and not Stephanie? You're going to do good.
It's a cannon!
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Well, thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. We are honored to be here, first of all. We got a little something to say, and totally agree with the majority of the people here. The people that haven't seen the show, I still agree with you. Just speak up a little bit. I have no clue what makes us any better or worthy of being up here. But all I can say is I'm honored and I appreciate it. Second Amendment rights. Save the second, save the first, save them all. Save us. Who can save us? Who can, or we can, no one can. It really doesn't matter. I was asked these questions and asked these ideas. I asked many fellow Americans the same question I was asked and tasked with answering. That question is, what does the Constitution mean to you? Do you feel your rights as Americans are being threatened? Do you feel your citizenship is being threatened? Particularly, what does the Second Amendment mean to you, and is it being threatened? I asked multiple people from California, Florida, Louisiana, Philadelphia. I've all across, barbers, just tons of people. And in your basic town, as much as 9 out of 10 people I asked felt that yes, one or more of the Americans' rights were being threatened. This sadly did not surprise me. As I listened to my fellow Americans, I heard explanations ranging from the economy to the Illuminati, the army to the art of war, for the reasons as to why we might be feeling threatened. And I'm here to say that while the why is very important, it's not the focus. The focus should be on how they can threaten us, why they can threaten us, why they can't threaten us, who can threaten us. The information that would answer these questions could educate so many citizens, from senators and representatives, the civilians and the civil servants. I've spoken to barbers and battle-hardened soldiers, school teachers to salesmen, construction workers, contract players, and all of them are concerned. None of them have the information or the confidence to do something except spread the word by mouth. And well, with only hearsay and conjecture, which is what they'll call it, the act of expressing interest in the case is more, it causes more fear, and it invokes more fear among ourselves because we still have no answer. We fear what we don't understand, and it's sad, but most Americans do not understand government. Most of this generation feel that the government runs its people. And maybe other countries, but not in America. And our generation needs to be exposed to this. There's so much misinformation, you guys. In America, it's not like that, and we know that, but some of our friends, I promise you, some of your coworkers don't think like that. In America, the people are the government. We the people. Now, on that note, we have inalienable rights given to us by God. Nobody else, not the president, not your daddy, not your mama, not your senator, not your representative. God gave us these rights. And these rights cannot be taken away. The right to speak, the right to equality, the right to defend ourselves, the rights to get together like we're doing right now. These rights come from God. And if you take God away from government, then where do the rights come from? Tell me that. If you take him away without God, where does your moral compass point to? Where does that leave you? In God we trust. Correct? In God we trust. If we as citizens that happen to be alive in this time of change don't hold on to our values that created this country and pass them down to our next generation, my children, who will? Your children, who will? Who will let my son know that it's okay to talk about religion to someone? And it's okay to own guns. And it's even okay to shoot them. It's okay to speak up for what's right in your heart. And even if everyone doesn't agree, it's still okay. I tell my son that because he's 8. He's about to step out into this giant world where people are going to change his mind in 100 different ways. But I'm the only thing, just like you guys are the only thing that can tell that next generation what we're actually here for. This is America, home of the arguers, home of the brave, the place you can still find sanctuary from the world, land of the free. And if we as Americans have gotten too complacent and too comfortable and allowed ourselves to take our American rights for granted, then we will lose them. And our children won't know what hit them. This is truly the legacy we leave to our kids. A country where the highest power is man? No. I'm not going to be in that country. And this country's not going to be that because we have people out here that are willing to fight. What would be left to differentiate, whatever that word, to differentiate us from the rest of the world if we take that away? Don't let them take your fight, your will, your legends. And we don't need to bend, and we don't need to change. We need to stay strong. Because a child with no moral compass grows up to worship money and not God.
You know, me and my husband have a lot of the same beliefs, and that's why we're standing here talking to you together. There's no point in us coming up here and both saying the exact same thing, so I'm just going to say what he said. But I also, I also, of course, want to tell you guys thank you. The fact that we're even someone that you want to listen to is amazing to us. I can tell you about 5 years ago, there's quite a few men in this crowd who wouldn't have cared. I'll speak up, I promise. You know, he ended on a note that was very important to me. I'm a mother, as I am sure that quite a few of the women here are. I have 2 children who mean the world to me. And And I'm not going to see them grow up in a country where they're going to get all of their information from Facebook and from YouTube and from Twitter and from all the places where all the people who are completely against what we stand for get up on these podiums and they talk about things that they believe and things that they want to see happen to this country, the changes they want to make. I got news for you. I don't need any changes. I'm okay with my country the way it is. Now I'm standing here and I'm looking out at the people in front of me, and this is why I'm here. This is why we're all here, because we have the right to stand together, to unite, and to say that we're not going to stand for it. That if you come for us, we're going to fight back. The people here are not the sheep. We know better. We know that we have to stand up and fight for what we believe in, and if we want to keep our rights, that we have to come together and we have to make sure that our brethren know what's going on. This is what it's all about, guys. Having you all come together and stand up for what you believe in. That is the American way. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Now I need you to take it one step further. I need you to get your friends that cannot stand when you talk politics, do not want to hear your beliefs. I want you to beat it into their heads. I want you to bring them out here. I want you to make them listen to the other side of the story, because right now the only thing that they hear is who? What was that guy's name? Obama? I think that's what they're hearing. They're hearing his version of what this country is supposed to be. And I'm pretty sure that everybody here well knows that that's not the country that we want. You guys make me proud. You really do. This is the country that my father taught me about when I was young. It's the country that my children are going to grow up in. And I promise you, my kids aren't going to find out about any of this from TV. They aren't going to find out about it from the news. They're going to find out from me. Because I'm going to take personal responsibility to make sure that my children, my friends, my co-workers well know the truth. Not what the media is telling you, but the truth about the laws that they're trying to pass, about the things that they're trying to do to you. They are trying to sneak in firearms laws into our medical bills. We cannot stand for that. You cannot look at a bill and say, oh, I read the first 3 or 4 sentences, that looks okay. No. You must read all 500 pages of it if it's necessary. That is your job as an American citizen. If you want to make sure this country stays the way it's supposed to be, then you have to do something about it. It is we the people. I know you go to work every day. You got a 9 to 5, you got kids, you got your hobbies, you got your life. But in the end, you have to remember that this is the country that you are going to live in and die in, and that your children are going to live in and die in, and you want to make sure that that is a country that you want them to do that in. Right now, our government is doing a lot of sparkles on the side. They're talking a lot about some policies that really aren't that important. They want to distract us away from the things that really are important, like keeping our Second Amendment rights. They'd rather have the media so tied up in anything else, honestly, than the rights that they're trying to take away from us. They're using celebrities to get up on these big national podiums and tell your children that, oh, what this man says is correct and this is what you should listen to, and you should listen to me because I'm famous. No, that is not the way it should be. I understand we got the opportunity to be on a television show, but you know what that did for us? That gave me the opportunity to stand right here today and talk to you guys. And I tell you what, you asked me to be here tomorrow talking to a whole new group of people, I'm here. You should be too. Again, I want to thank you guys for coming out, for supporting us, for supporting your gun rights, for supporting your rights as Americans in general. I'm glad that everybody likes the show. I hope that you continue to watch it. It'll keep us on the air, and what that really does, the more important thing, is it gives me more opportunities to come out and spread the word about the things that are going on in our country. And I appreciate that, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart.